Okay, these are
Speaking
habits
of
I'm
parenting, we're talking about something a little bit earlier.
Very
So,
interesting.
yeah, very, very interesting. So we've come across a dilemma.
Is it really a dilemma?
It is a dilemma because we disagree,
It's not a dilemma, though,
but we disagree.
for sure.
So our son is 15 years old, and what I would like to teach him is to
No. First, let's say what's happening, though. Like, what's the scenario?
but they need context though. I'm building up to that.
Okay, fine. Okay.
So what I would like to teach him is to work for the things that he wants. He needs to know that everything just can't be given to him. And so I've kind of started this off, I don't know, within the past couple years. He's been given like birthday money. He's been given money for Christmas and holidays, other, and things like that. And so I make him spend his money on things that I would consider to be luxury.
Which is most like technology for him. Video games, the console, what was it, PlayStation?
Yeah, things like that. And you know what? He did buy his PlayStation.
He did.
Yep.
And he was very proud of it. And I was very proud of him. One thing with Elias, and I mean, you can agree with me, is that he knows how to save money. When he sets a goal, he will do it. And, he's pretty good. He's good at saving money. Like, he will not budge as far as like, well, you have money, you can spend it on.
Right.
He does. Right. He does very well, and that's how, and I think when he bought his Xbox, you could see that he was just very proud of
PlayStation.
I'm sorry. Oh, PlayStation family, guys. Sorry.
And we're not a PlayStation family. It's just that
the way you talk about it, it's almost like I should say we're a PlayStation family, but
no,
you're right.
I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Xbox has disappointed me over the past years and has fallen off. And so
you stuck to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right. And our son has too. So he was very proud when he was able to purchase his PlayStation. So of course he learned a very valuable lesson, right?
Well, I would hope so.
He for sure did. You don't think so? You don't think?
I hope so.
Ever since then, he purchases his own games, like his monthly subscription for his thing, right? So now he still does it. He still does it, by the way. But recently, go ahead. You want to say what he wants?
I thought you were going to finish the story.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we've come at a crossroads where my son now wants a set of headphones, and it is my belief that he should spend his own money on these headphones because it's a luxury item.
You're right.
And it's not it's not just a set of headphones. He wants a very specific set of headphones. And here's the kicker. He decided to get a cheaper set of headphones, but you said you would go half on a more expensive pair.
No. So the way the timeline worked was he had asked for a pair of headphones way before we bought ours. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I know that he needed them for school.
He doesn't need the headphones for school.
It helps him out a lot though. But
it's not a necessity.
You're right. Okay, it's not.
So then it's a luxury.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That is definitely a luxury. But you know what? If it helps him, I'm I'm for it. You know what I mean? It does help him with his homework. It helps him when he's at school. And there's a lot of things with that too at school. Like, mind you, it's his first year at this new school, right? New environment. Right now, he doesn't have, this is just the mom way of thinking, you know? He doesn't have any friends. He's solo in lunch. He's basically almost like the loner kid, right? And I remember, like, in a way, in a sense, like feeling like that. And all he has, he sits down, he puts on his anime, he puts his headphones on, and it's his comfort. So these are like the things
So that's what it is. I feel bad for him because
part of it.
He sits alone at lunch.
Not only that, it's just part of it. But I would probably add that in there. You know, that's the way my mind works. Mm-hmm. And so he had asked for that, but then, see, I forgot where I was at. So we bought ours. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, Mom, he was talking about, I'm like, well, I'll lend you mine for now, here and there a couple of days, right? So he has been using mine, and he really likes it. Like, he really likes them, should I say. So I'm like, okay, so he had seen the beats, right? Are those the ones that he had seen?
And those are the ones that you told me, but he hasn't mentioned it to me.
Yeah, so he had seen those. Those are about $45 to $50, if I'm not mistaken. So I kept asking him, which I'll give Elias this. He's really good at also doing his research, and he gets that from me. Like, he does his research. He compares different brands, different items. So he goes for, he thinks about his pros and his cons, right? So he came to me, and then he told me, he's like, I really like what are they? The Google? See, okay, guys, you guys gotta understand, I'm not tech savvy. Is that what you got me? Tony takes care of.
Yeah, it's the Pixel Buds.
The Pixel Buds, which are amazing. We're not promoting advertising or anything like that, but they're really great, and he loves them, right? So I said, okay, tell me what's the pros and cons for both. So he's going back and forth, and he doesn't have like any negative about both, but then he's like, this is better than this is better than that. So I'm like, okay, he was leaning more towards the Pixel one. So I'm like, okay, well, then I'll pay the other half. You're already going to pay $50, then get the other ones that you do feel more comfortable and you feel like, they're better for you. So I said, I'll pay the other half. Now, this is where Tony and I disagree, because Tony came to me today and said, you told Elias you were going to pay for the other half. And I said, yes, I did. So I totally agree with the Tony as far as teaching our son those type of values, working and work and using his money for luxury things, right? But this is not about that. That was just like a simple motherly gesture. Like, hey, I work hard. I want to do something nice for my son. And that's why I said that. Like, okay, you're already going to pay $50 for, the beats that you saw. Now we're seeing something different.
So why not let him spend $100?
Because he has a goal too. Like, that's another thing that I know. He is saving towards to buying his his gaming set. Right now.
So here's the difference between mom and dad then.
Right.
Because he has a goal, but all he's done is save birthday money. He hasn't done work to earn towards that goal.
He did get money to wash cars and stuff from washing cars.
When was the last time he's done that?
It's been a minute. I would say ever since he started school, he hasn't.
It's been before that.
No, he was doing it during the summer. He was washing the car during the summer.
A few times.
Okay, a few times. Like, how often do you want to wash?
Well, if he wants $1,000 gaming system, it's going to take a minute. So I would think maybe be out there every weekend washing all the cars.
Hey,
making the money.
At that point, that's up to him, right?
No, you're absolutely right.
That's something that he needs to be motivated, and I'm not going to, delegate. Like I'm not going to be telling him, hey, remember you're saving for this. Like now that I feel like he needs to be responsible.
You're right, but you just said though, he has a goal and you want to help him out with that goal, but you giving him an extra $50 isn't really helping. It's not helping at all because he's not doing anything else. What is he going to do? Wait till next Christmas and then?
No, and you're right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the way my mentality works. Like school, what his goal is, and just being his mom. Like being his mom, like this is what I want to do for him. Why can't I? I'm his mom. Even if I want to put half of it down, I work hard, man. Like, hey, like why can't I do that?
Well, I mean, that's why I gave in and just said, fine, go for it.
I mean, giving in though. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, I have to choose my battles. You have to choose your battles. What do you want to say? Did you want to go back and forth?
No, and I think that that's good that we were able to have that conversation, because at the end of the day, you were seeing it a totally different way. You know what I mean? And I could see why, you were hesitant, because you're right. I think he also learns how, I don't know, to manage his money and actually have more gratitude towards, his material things, because we do teach our kids material things are not everything, in life. So got to work hard for it. And yeah, he's learning what it means to, spend this much money. And
hey, and not to mention, he's already 15.
Right.
He's almost 18.
I know. I mean, I think that in some things you're a little bit more strict than me. I mean, but it goes both ways,
What ways am I more strict than you?
Yeah, you're right. You're not that much strict. You're right. I'm probably the strict one.
Yeah, you're the strict one, but I have to follow through with the discipline.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that our kids need that much discipline anyways. I mean, it's...
No, I mean, they're good kids.
They are. I mean, I'll give them that.
They still need discipline.
For sure. I mean, they're still human. Sometimes you need discipline yourself.
Wow, here we go. And that's not true.
No. It's not true, guys. I just don't cook for him during those times.
That's okay. You know what? That's okay, because I can cook for myself.
Ooh. Yeah, and by the way, he cooks very well.
I cook okay. I haven't really been
But what
able to...
But when you cook, you actually cook very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to really throw down, though.
I just say you throw down, and then you're going to see how to throw down. Yes, you have.
Not in a while. Because of our schedules, I think.
No, but what I'm saying is that you are able to cook. You can cook.
Yeah, I mean, I can cook. I'm not going to starve.
For sure. And I know he's not going to starve.
So then let me ask you this, talking about discipline. How is discipline different from when you were growing up?
When I was growing up?
When you were growing up.
Remember, guys, Hispanic family. Probably.
What does that mean?
Oh gosh.
I didn't grow up in a Hispanic family, so I don't know.
We're probably gonna
listen.
We're probably gonna say our age right now. Like how old we are.
The only thing I know of is a chancla. So outside of that, I don't know.
Surprisingly though, I didn't get the chancla, which is a sandal, guys. I didn't get the chancla that much, but when I did, oh Lord, but I wouldn't say that it wasn't like a typical weapon choice of discipline. It was probably how, I don't know, like, are you asking like how different like we are with our kids than what I
But hold on, wait a
I want to
minute.
say
Well,
not
hold
even.
hold on, because you said remember Hispanic. So like, are there other stereotypes of discipline other than the chancla?
For sure. You always say, oh, like, you better go get a branch from outside so you could get whipped.
Well,
Like,
hold on, a whole branch. This ain't baseball. I've never said go
well,
get a
okay,
branch.
but what did
But
you
wait a
say?
minute,
What did you say?
hold on. Is that a Hispanic thing?
What, the chancla?
No, you said the branch.
No, like you. I
No,
thought
I'm asking what are there other Hispanic disciplinary stereotypes
Oh,
other
that's
than
a
the
good
chancla?
one. I'm trying to think. I mean, for sure the belt, for sure a hanger. I mean, I don't know what else. What else do
Like,
we hear?
is there like a typical punishment? Like, did you guys have to hold like a glass of water in your hands and not drop your arms? Or?
Not that I know. Not with my family. It was always you got whipped. Like, you got whipped. Oh, there is like, I think this is in every culture or every, race. Like you have like the pinch. Like you're not being good, and then you get the little side pinch.
Or like in your abdomen or
Right, like in the back, But
in the back? Did you get your ears pulled?
No.
No.
I was a good kid.
You know what's funny? So I think the first time I heard of a black person getting their ears pulled
Right.
was actually at work on Friday.
Really? This Friday?
Yeah. One of the janitors, we call them EVS, Environmental Services. So one of the EVS workers was in the break room with me, and we were talking about discipline, and he said that his mom used to like pull his ear.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know, like, I only seen that in movies.
No.
And it wasn't usually with black people.
Especially at church, you would see that a lot. You would definitely see that a lot, that I personally never had that done. I think maybe some of my cousins did. But yeah, no, I kind of wasn't disciplined like in that way. But I would say, as far as with our kids, it's probably 10% of what we would get growing up. I mean, personally, like, do I believe on whooping kids? Yeah.
Remember, this is coming from a social worker, guys.
But there's ways, like, okay, here's this.
Here we go. I was just about to ask, what's the social work answer to spanking your
Spanking your kids.
Yes.
It's, you gotta open your hand. It has to be wide open. You gotta spank in the butt. Nowhere else, just in the butt, okay? And
so is there like a predetermined number of times in this textbook?
See that
Like,
I was about to say. So there's a difference between spanking and beating your kids, okay?
Because I can do an open hand spank and then go ham.
Right. So
how many times?
Oh, I got an answer for that. As long as you don't leave like a welch or like some kind of bruise, then that's going too far. But you can definitely spank your kids. It's not against the law, Do people feel uncomfortable about it? Of course they do. But let's be honest with our kids. Again, we've been blessed. Our kids have been pretty good, and
They got their spankings.
They did, but you could probably count in one hand. Like Elias is 15, and you can count in one hand how many times you spanked him. But that's all he needed, and that was it. But yeah, no.
And then Leilani.
Have you ever spanked Leilani? Leilani is 9 years old, by the way, guys. She's our daughter.
Maybe one time.
One time. Yeah, you did. Oh my gosh. Yes.
She was a little brat in kindergarten. I think it was while she was in school.
Yes, but guys, when I tell you it was like the end of the world for her and her daddy spanked her. Oh my gosh. How did you feel about that? Like, I just want to ask because that is daddy's girl. And that is daddy's girl. So how did you feel actually spanking her?
It had to be done.
Right?
Yeah.
But you didn't feel no remorse like after, like, oh my gosh, I just spanked my daughter. Oh, come on, you gotta say the honest truth. Listen,
spanking is in the Bible.
Right.
Right. So it had to be done.
No, and of course you're still gonna do it because that discipline has to be done.
And then
it doesn't though. I mean, there's still the fact of your emotions playing in it, like how did you feel? Like you were okay with it? Like,
Was this a therapy session? Or?
It's not a therapy, but it's the reality, right? It's real. Like that it had to be done, but there's still some type of emotion or like, going on as it's happening.
I mean, I wasn't celebrating afterwards.
Oh, I didn't know.
What do you want me to say? I mean,
but that's like your baby girl.
I don't know if I necessarily felt bad. I didn't necessarily feel good about it.
Right. I mean, you didn't, as a parent, you never want to. You don't want to do that.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't just spank your kids. You have to talk to them afterwards and discuss exactly what happened. Discuss why they were punished like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think that's one thing that we definitely try to do with our kids, that communication part. And we do allow our kids to communicate with us. I think that's something that we've tried to change in our generation, allow our kids to actually, kind of talk to us about how they're feeling and even what they're thinking, like what are their thoughts? Where I think in my generation was, you're a kid. I'm the adult. You're the kid. You have no voice.
You just do what you're told.
Right. Yeah. Right. So
that was definitely the thing in my house. You don't talk back. You don't even have an opinion.
Right. My God. And even if you did, it was you're talking back to me. Mm-hmm.
Even if you weren't talking back, right?
Right. Like you're not talking. You're trying to just express how you are feeling at the time, and wow, like I'm just thinking about it right now. Like maybe, how that really plays in your future as you're growing up. How sometimes, you're too scared to even talk to an adult. And I think that's what really happens, right? Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah. I'll tell you about me. Even to this day, it's really difficult for me to go and approach my supervisors and my managers because, I had an authority figure in my home who basically said that your opinion doesn't matter.
Well, and it's kind of amazing because these people can be almost your age, right? Like they can literally be almost your age, but because...
Well, maybe they're almost your age.
Wow. First of all, your birthday is 2 months away and you're about to be the same age as I am right now. Okay.
Yeah, but typically my supervisors have been older. Typically.
No. Yeah. But even then, like, I think it's also that label, like subconscious, like we're not thinking about like, I don't know. Like,
I think for me, if a superior is my same age or younger, I feel more comfortable approaching them.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Mm. I think it's just the relationship that you have with that, with
For
who.
me, no, and I'll give you an example. Well, we have two charge nurses in the morning that kind of alternate days. But one of them is currently on vacation. And so the one who is charged on the PM shift, she's covering for the one who's on vacation right now. She's a little bit younger.
Okay.
And I feel more comfortable going to her and discussing things with her than I do the two older
The
ones.
older ones. Yeah. I mean, I think until you really, I don't know, explore that part of, whatever affected you as a child, like you start kind of noticing, those things as you get older, like what's harder for you to do.
I think the big thing now, like I'm aware of it now.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have to be aware of it, right? Because I think that I didn't, like, for me, I was able to kind of be aware of that at an earlier, like younger.
How much younger? Was this like 40 years ago?
Wow. Okay, relax. Okay, anyways, I would say probably early 20s, when I was in MA and I did
What's an MA?
a medical assistant. I was a medical assistant for 6 years. Loved it. And I remember having a boss. She tried to make my life HELL. And it was probably one of the first times that I was able to confront somebody and really made me think, like, wow, like I am able to do it, but of course professionally, in a professional way and able to use my voice. But
so did you not think that you were able to confront someone older, someone who was an authority over you?
Yeah. I think I don't think that I didn't think I was able to. I just didn't like have the courage to do it. I was sometimes very like I don't know. It's kind of weird because there's certain things that I would voice and there's certain things. I guess it just depends, right? But again, like in this situation, this was my boss, Yeah, like I think that really made me like just realize like, wow, why? Because when it happened, I was like, why am I getting so worked up? Like, why am I getting nervous, worked up? Why am I feeling, like, because when it happened, I felt so good. I felt so good when I was.
Dang, do I even want to know it?
No, I just proved.
Did you slap that lady?
In my mind, but when I was able to prove her wrong, you have to understand, I did a whole like 2 days of research just so I can prove this lady wrong.
And that must have been intense because we didn't have Google back then.
It was very intense.
You had to like ask Jeeves.
Wow. Anyways.
That's how long ago that was.
Yeah.
You had to open up an encyclopedia.
Be quiet. Hey, don't. Really? Encyclopedias were awesome, okay? So whatever. I did have like my own set too. I loved it. I actually loved doing research and reading, so I didn't mind. Are you gonna let me finish my story?
Yeah, go for it.
So it was so bad that where the nurse station where I used to work at was in the main nurse station in the front, right? So because I didn't want her to see me, I would go to the back nurse station and
you would do research in the back?
Yes, because I did not want her to see, what I was doing or any of the other girls, like the reception, right? So I would go to the back and I had to like do my research. And when I finally found it, I like so many emotions just ran through me, and I was like, yes.
Did you like make photocopies of the
No, it was even
documents?
no. It's just one of those where I showed it to her. Like I literally showed it to her, and to this day I will not forget her face. But since that day, you could tell like the whole dynamic just changed, you know, and it gave me a sense of power, like, you know, to that I gained. But I would say that, yeah, like I think that, you know, just growing up in that sense, like environment of not being able to voice like how I felt
Yeah.
probably did affect me growing up. But like even in school, like sometimes with my teachers, you know, like high school was fun, but it wasn't that much fun for me.
So that's interesting you said that. So I remember the exact day that I became aware of it.
Really?
The exact day. It was when I was in psych tech school, and it was the end of one of our semesters. And
I think I know what you're gonna tell me.
and every single student had to have like a review by the director and all the instructors. And I wasn't doing good in school at that time. And they called me in, and they pretty much, you know, said, "Hey, you're not doing well. Like, you know, what's going on?"
Right.
And one of them said something along the lines of, "Do you have anything to say?" And they like I felt like I was just frozen there.
Right.
And the lady said, "You have this flat affect. You're not speaking."
Like they were probably thinking this guy doesn't care
Right.
what we just said.
Right. You know, and I don't know, that really stuck with me.
Really?
And I became aware of it at that moment. And from then on, I've tried to, I don't know, kind of like make myself, you know, talk to people in authority.
Right.
You know, and
right.
it's still very difficult. And even so, now imagine this, right? So now I work in the operating room
With just whole bunch of
with
doctors
with a whole bunch of surgeons,
Lord.
and you know, a lot of them I work with, you know, at the hospital now. Like a lot of them are cool, but every now and then you still run into
Right.
somebody with a big head, and you know it is very difficult for me to, you know, approach them and, you know, talk to them about whatever issue I have with them. So.
I know, and it's just crazy because in order to grow in life and just like, you know, go to the next level, you kind of have to approach people that are probably in higher positions and have more experience, and you know, you're able,
and man,
way more knowledge than we have.
Let me tell you, I don't think I've even ever told you this, but when I talk to people like that, like I get so nervous, like my heart starts pounding.
That's
you know, like I feel. I don't know if I don't know if other people notice it, but like my voice starts to get shaky too. Like I notice it. I don't know if other people notice it.
I don't think I notice your shaky voice, but I notice
I start like hyperventilating.
You kind of don't breathe, but you tend to like. I kind of notice it with like what you do with your body. You know, you kind of like start doing this, like. I don't know if you even noticed that.
What even is that? You mean I start getting ready to like...
Right. You're just squaring up, you know, but yeah, you just, I don't know, you do this thing, kind of fisted, and then you start talking, but I kind of could tell, okay, he's a little bit nervous. Watch next time.
Okay, now I'm going to have to look out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, and even then, like that's how I can tell, like when you're trying to say something, but kind of holding back. You kind of do this thing, like
Here we go. Here we go.
he thinks I don't know him. Like, you think I don't know you? I know you very well, sir. But anyways, back to that. Yeah. Not to say, guys, like, I guess like now, as you get older, like I don't blame like my parents, that's just the way that the upbringing was back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just one of those things, that you just have to be, I don't know, aware of. So it doesn't continue to affect you, right, in life.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, for me, it's just a work in progress.
For sure.
Just
Yeah.
something I'm working on. And yeah, I mean, you're right. It was the way our parents were brought up.
Yeah. Yeah, because honestly, guys, my mom now, she's a totally different person.
I know, like, where was that person at when we were kids?
My mom is totally different. Like, she'll talk to my kids, like seeing her, like, dynamic they have, like the relationship they have,
Mm-hmm.
and just listening to her ask our kids questions, and, well, how are you feeling, yeah, that's pretty amazing. Like, I'm glad, because at the end of the day, so this is so weird, although they were brought up like that, because I was just like we were just saying, right? That's just the way the things were back then. My grandma was total opposite with me. So it's probably just like it's just almost like a switch when you become. So
Oh,
we're
no.
gonna be like so calm.
Yeah, right. Hey,
Are we the opposite?
my grandma used to whoop me.
Yeah, you see, my grandma never ever whipped me.
Shoot, and you talk about the branch. No, my grandma used to whip us with the switch.
Yeah,
She was old school.
she was old school.
She was not playing.
You see, and I want to say that also happens like in, Hispanic community, but like I said, I didn't see it. Maybe other people can actually comment on that. But I'm pretty sure it was not uncommon for that to happen. But yeah, my grandma, like nobody could touch her grandkids. Our Etha was like on it. Like, she was the type of person you would run to when your mom was about to spank you. And she will not allow that to happen. So it's kind of neat, because it's sort of like what happens now with my mom. My mom is very protective, but anyways, like, it's just, things change, and I think she's learned, and she even says it, that when you're young, you kind of do things that you regret later. Just, you can't hold it on over a person's head.
It's all a learning process. We all grow, and
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, hey,
these are the cards we've all been dealt, and you just
right.
play those cards.
I mean, I see it like this. We're here. we're okay. Hopefully, but it could have been worse, right?
Could have been worse, yeah.
So going back to how we do discipline our kids, and I just want to say, like, probably 10% of what we got, right? Because we do discipline our kids probably a little bit different. We tend to take things away.
Cutting out the internet or taking away the tablet.
Itone is loving that, though.
Oh man, you would think the world was ending.
Yeah, I know.
You take away that tablet.
Yeah, that's it. Like, oh my gosh,
and these internet companies messed up when they gave us the ability to just like turn the internet off on certain
You
devices.
you just get the phone, connect everything,
Yeah.
right? Boop.
Boop, internet's off.
The first thing you hear is our kids coming down the stairs. Hey, why is the internet's not working?
I'm like, hey, it's
not
working for me. Internet is fine over here.
No, I don't know. It must be your tablet, they lie to you, right? But yeah, so that's like the type of discipline, and
We do a lot more talking.
right. We definitely do way more talking with them, and it seems to be working. I mean, I don't feel that. I don't know. I don't.
Even taking away like their internet, that's not like the first thing we go to.
Right.
Right.
We give a warning, and if that doesn't, then okay, we can move forward with what we're going to do, and that just gives them that also like sense of, oh, it was my fault.
Yeah, like puts it back on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I gave you a chance, you didn't want it, or you didn't do it, what you were supposed to do, right? So guess what? Like you knew what was going to happen or what was coming, and it happened. And then that's when we get all the crying and oh God, it's boring. It's boring right now. What am I supposed to do?
It's boring.
Hey, that's when the Hispanic comes out and be like, "You're bored? Go get that broom. Better start cleaning." You're bored? There's some dishes. There's lots of
things for you to do.
Yeah.
And well, look, we're coming up on an hour.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I don't think we should do too much more than that.
For sure.
But
all right, guys.
any last words you want to say?
No, not really.
Well, man, hey, if you guys have stayed with us for this long, thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and comment down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Are we calling this episode 1 or what are we calling it?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2.
Bye, guys.